Hello everyone. This video will be discussing the answers for homework, that is chapter 1 lesson 7, because it's more important than the explanation video. That's why I'm uploading it before the explanation video. Okay, so you can check your answers. If there is anything wrong, you can just correct them. Fine. So starting with question number 1, 2, 3. This whole question is related to question 1, 2, 3. The figure in the plane at right shows the pre-image. So this is the pre-image. As you can see, there are no prime signs. In the transformation, A, B, C, D is A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Match the number of the image below. So they have given you 3 figures below with the name of the correct transformation. So you need to say from this, they have numbered here 1, 2, 3. You need to choose which is the rotation picture, which is the translation image, and the reflection image. So this is the pre-image. Okay, A, B, C, D. Now look at the first one. It's the same. A, B, A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. The coordinates have not changed. They have just been, the figure has just been moved to the side. So that is, what kind of transformation is that? That is translation. So we put number 1 here. Then the second figure, that is C prime, D prime, A prime, B prime, that is completely flipped. All the coordinates have flipped. Can you see? C in the pre-image, C is down here, but in the image, the C is up. So similarly, all the coordinates have mixed up. So which transformation mixes up all the coordinates? Rotation mixes up all the coordinates. So this is number 2. Then again here, reflection. So the remaining one is number 3, reflection, but we cannot just blindly write that it's reflection. Rather, we have to first analyze. So A is here, D is here. Similarly, A prime, D prime. So this acts as a mirror. It acts as the reflection line. So just it has been reflected. Only these 2 coordinates will move to the other side. This is all about question number 1, 2, 3. Easy, isn't it? Okay, let's move to question number 2. So question number 2, a figure has vertices D is negative 2, 1. Okay, all the coordinates are given. So it's a triangle because I have 3 coordinates, so it's a triangle. After transformation, the image of the figure has these vertices. Draw the pre-image and the image, then identify the transformation. So let's see. First, let's draw the figure. First, let's draw the pre-image. So D is negative 2 and 1. So negative 2 and 1 is here. This is D. Then E is negative 3 and 3, negative 3 and 3 here. And then we have F, which is 0 and 3. So 0, 3 is here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to join the coordinates now. So let me take a different color. If you have done with the pencil, that's perfectly fine. I'm doing it so that you can differentiate the image and the pre-image. So this was for D, E, and F, right? So let me write it down. D, E, and F. Okay. Now I'm gonna mark the image. Okay, so D prime is negative 1 and negative 2. So negative 1 and negative 2. That's here. E prime is negative 3 and negative 3. So negative 3, this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 3. So that's here again. So by the ones which you're drawing, what do you think it is? A reflection? Okay, F prime is negative 3, and 0. It's here. So we have to join them. So let me choose a different color here. Let me choose this blue because that's my favorite color. Fine, so okay. So once again, before you identify, check the coordinates. Negative 2 and 1. So negative 2 and 1. Negative 3 and 3, and 0 and 3. So this is the pre-image. And for the image we have, this is D prime, negative 1 and negative 2. This is D prime. Then E prime is negative 3 and negative 3. Okay, and then F prime is negative 3 and 0. So this is F prime. Now, can it be a translation? Of course not. Translations do not change the vertices. They just move the figure. They just move it away. Can it be a reflection? Definitely not. If it's reflection, it should have been the same way, but on the opposite side. So this is obviously going to be a rotation. As you can see, the coordinates have flipped too. See, the D is here, but here the D came here. The E is here, E came here. So this is a kind of rotation. All right, let's go to question number 5. A figure has vertices G, H, I, J. So this is a quadrilateral. It can be a square or a rectangle. Find the coordinates for the image of G, H, I, J after the translation. So remember, I told you this kind of minus and plus will be only given in translations. So let's write down the coordinates. G is 0, 0. H is -1 and -2. And then I have I, which is -1.5 and 0. And then I have J, which is -2.5 and 2. Okay, so the translation rule says x minus 2.5. So which means from the value of x, I need to subtract 2.5. And what do I do for the value of y? For the y coordinate, I have to add 4. So 0 plus 4. As you know, this is x and this is y. So always add minus 2.5 from x. So 0 minus 1, right? Then minus 2, I don't need a parenthesis for this. Minus 2 plus 4. Similarly again, negative 1.5 minus 2.5. Okay, here I did a small mistake here. Why did I write 0? I do not have any idea. Maybe I just copied from up. So it's -1, -2.5, minus 2.5. Then for the value of y, I have to add 4, right? So it's going to be 0 plus 4. Similarly, for the last one, I have -2.5. So -2.5, I will subtract -2.5 from that. That's the rule. So for the value of y, I will add 4. So 2 plus 4. Fine. Let me find out the value of g prime now. So 0 minus 2.5 will give you a -2.5. And then 0 plus 4 is 4. Then for h prime, I have -1, -2.5. So the rule is when you have two negative numbers, you add them, but this negative sign remains the same. So 2.5 plus 1 will give me 3.5, and then negative sign stays there. For -2 plus 4 will give us a 2. Similarly for I, -1.5, -2.5. So you will add them. So that will give you a -4. And 0 plus 4 will give you a 4. Then this is I prime and j prime, -2.5 to -2.5, -2.5. So 2.5 plus 2.5 will give you a 5, but we have to keep the negative sign. 4 plus 2 will give you a 6. So these are the coordinates of the image after translation. So they have not asked us to graph, so we are not going to graph them. Just they have asked us to find the coordinates. So these are the coordinates of the image after the translation. Only you have to be careful when you're solving these numbers. That's all. Okay, let's go to question number 6. A parking garage attendant will make the most money when the maximum number of cars fits in the parking garage. To fit one more car, the attendant moves a car from position 1 to position 2. So he's moving from here to here. Write a rule for this translation. Okay, we need to find a rule. So to find a rule for the translation, you need to choose any one coordinate from this car, the first one, because 1 has been moved to 2. So it's a translation. Now, how do you find that? You can use this point, you can use this, you can use this or this, up to you. Which any one point, you could use any one point, and the same point you will use here as well. So for example, if I am choosing this point here, okay, this is this side of the car, so I need to choose the coordinate of this point as well. If you're choosing this side of the car, if if you're choosing this coordinate, you need to choose this coordinate here. So similarly, if you're using any of the front two, you will choose either sides. So it should be the same the same side of the car which you're choosing. You cannot choose this side of the car and then choose here and find the coordinate. No, you need to find exactly the similar side of the car coordinates. Okay, it's too much of C's, car coordinates. Okay, so I'm choosing this. Let me choose this part. So which side is corresponding to this here in this car? Which side is corresponding to that? This part. So I'll be using these two coordinates to find out the rule for translation. So first let me find the coordinate for this. This is going to be 2 and -2. Okay, 2 and -2. So here the coordinate is going to be -5 and 3. Okay, so I've got 2 and -2. I need to find out how did it become -5 and 3. So 2, what do you do to 2 to get -5? Okay, let me explain that you. If you can do it mentally, that's perfect. But let me explain that for you with a number line. From 2 to -5. So from 2 to -5, how many places do you need to move? That is subtract, right? So here it's 1. So 1, 2, right? And here to here it is 5. So 2 here and then 5 here. So 5 plus 2 will give you a 7, which means from 2, if you minus 7, um, you will get a -5. From 2, if you minus 7, you will get a -5, right? Because we are going to this side of the number line, so that means it's minus. From a positive, we are going to a negative one. So that means it's minus. Again, you are learning something new here because we have not taken this. So from 2, if you're moving to -5, that means you have to subtract 7 from 2. So 2 minus 7 gives you -5. Similarly, let's find out how did the -2 become 3. So here we have -2. So 3 is a positive number, so it's here. So if I could say from here to here it's 2 and from here to here it's 3. But we are moving to this side of the number line, so which means we are going to add them. If you are going to the left, subtract them. If you are going to the right, add them. Because you know, to the left, the numbers become smaller and smaller. And to the right, the numbers increase their values. So which means plus 5, which means -2 plus 5 will give you a 3. So the rule for translation is, how am I going to write the rule for translation? I will write xy, put the arrow notation, then say x minus 7, y plus 5. We have to write what happened, in fact, what is the rule which they followed to get this coordinate. I will show you one with a positive coordinate. Let me erase this off. Okay. Now this is not okay. Fine. So let me take this coordinate here. Okay. Now which is the corresponding coordinate for this here in the car? This point, right? So the coordinate for this is 2 and 1. We can say it's 2 and 1. And here it's going to be -5 and 6. So -5 and 6. Okay. So if you have chosen that, let me write. It's 2, 1. But it became -5 and 6 after the translation. So we need to find out how did the 2 become -5. How did the 2 become -5? You can now find out, I think, mentally using, this is 0. So 2 is here and -5 is here. So from 2, it became -5, which means it's going to this side. So from 0 to 2, it is 2 units. From 0 to 5, it's 5 units, which means together they have moved 7 units. Now, we know that they have moved 7 units. Now, do we add 7 or we subtract 7? Do we subtract the 7 because it's going to the left, right? Similarly, but this you don't need to use the number line. How did the 1 become 6? Simply you could say it's +5. 1 plus 5 gives you 6. So the rule is the same. This is how you find out the rule for translation. So the rule for this translation is going to be xy. I've already written it down. x minus 7. For the value of x, we subtracted 7, but for the value of y, we have added 5. So y plus 5. It's easy, isn't it? Only that you need to use your brain a bit to the deep side. If you find out that, perfectly fine. Okay, this was question 6. Now question number 7. A figure has vertices at x negative 1, 1. Okay, there's a triangle again. Draw the image of x, y, z after the translation. Again, so they have given us the translation. We need to draw the image. Okay, so let me write down the coordinates. X is negative 1, 1. Y is negative 2, 3. Z is 0, 4. Okay, the rule is from the value of x we will subtract 2. So which means this is x, this is y. So from the value of x we are going to subtract 2. And what will we do for y? Nothing. Y stays the same. So keep y the same. Then the value of x we will subtract 2. Y stays the same. That's the rule. They did not do anything for y, so y stays the same. So here again, from the value of x we will minus 2, but y stays the same. Let's find out the coordinates for the image. Yes. So x prime is going to be negative 1, negative 2 is going to give you a negative 3 and 1. Y prime is going to be negative 4 and 3 because negative 2 will give you negative 3, negative 4. Then z is prime is going to be 0 minus 2 will give you a minus 2, and y remains the same. So we have the coordinates of x, we have the coordinates of the pre-image, and we have the coordinates of the image. Only we have to graph them. So let's start graphing them. X, that's the pre-image, is negative 1 and 1. So x is here. Then y is negative 2 and negative 3. Negative 2 and 3. So it's going to be here. Let me erase this part. Okay. Then y is done. Z is 0 and 4. So 0 and 4 is here. So just join them. I will choose any color. This. Okay. So this from here to here, here to here, here to here. So this is going to be the image, that is x, y, and z. So let me write it down: x, y, and z. Okay, now let's draw the that was the coordinate for the pre-image. So let's draw the image now. Even I'm getting confused with this image and pre-image. Okay, x prime is negative 3 and 1. So negative 3 and 1 is here. Okay, this is x prime. Y prime is negative 4 and 3. So negative 4 and 3 is here. And z is negative 2 and 4. So it is here. So let's just join them. So okay, so we need to name it as x prime, z prime, x prime, y prime, and z prime. So this is the translation. Now they said and a 180 rotation. So we have in fact not done this part, right? So I ask you not to do this because during the class we did not do any kind of rotation transformation because it needs another kind of another explanation. So later on you have the chapter in detail about these transformations. So you will do that here. So for now, just stop your question here. Just translate the figure. That's it. Okay. So that was all the homework. Hopefully you have got the answers right because it's a very easy concept. It's a very easy lesson to do. So hopefully you will find this video useful. Do comment and let me know how many of you got the answers right. Else at least like the video so that I could know how many of you have found out got the answers correct. So till we meet again, keep learning math.